Today I'm going to be talking about cholesterol and, more importantly, the paradoxical effects of cholesterol within the body. When people initially hear the word cholesterol, they immediately think heart attack, then all the negatives associated with it. And while there is some truth to this primitive reaction, there are undeniable positives, such as its role in cellular homeostasis and its role in metabolic processes. Cholesterol is vitally important for the biosynthetic processes that are present within our bodies, and it's crucial for our survival. So in order to comprehend cholesterol's effects within our bodies, it's crucial to look at how the structure influences the membrane, its contributions to hormone synthesis, and lastly, its impact on the cardiovascular system. So first, we're going to be looking at the structure and cellular interactions. Cholesterol is a rigid four-ring structure, as you can see here. And in a literary review in 1992 by Lord Lisham and published by Tufts University School of Medicine, the composition of cholesterol consists of a rigid four-ring structure and it's relatively bulky. This structure basically allows cholesterol to interact within the plasma membrane in our bodies. So as you can see here, this is the plasma membrane and the phospholipid bilayer, and cholesterol is embedded within the bilayer. And then you can see in this photo, it interacts between the phospholipids. In a 2020 article written by Sonal Sekar and published by the Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, if the temperature is too high, cholesterol would disturb the phospholipid fatty acid side chains, and this basically causes a rigid membrane. A rigid membrane is not good for our bodies because it won't allow certain ions and small molecules to pass through, which this is inappropriate because our bodies are naturally semi-permeable in the membrane, and that does let the small ions and molecules pass through. Likewise, when there are low temperatures, this can help preserve the fluidity of the membrane, and it can help maintain it, and so this is good for our bodies, but we don't want it too low because it will become too fluid. And this shows how the temperature affects it. Next is the role of cholesterol within hormone synthesis. So cholesterol is vital within hormone synthesis. According to a journal written in 2010 by Zhu Hu that was published by the National Library of Medicine, the following hormones are essential for every person: testosterone, estradiol, progesterone, cortisol, and aldosterone. These 5 groups of hormones all have one thing in common, is that they're all derived from cholesterol. And you can see that in these photos, they all have the same four-ring structure. So cholesterol is able to synthesize these hormones through a process called steroidogenesis. And this is very important within our bodies because this is how we synthesize these hormones. Later on in the same journal written by Zhu Hu, the type of steroid produced is dependent on the receptor chosen and the cell type. This is seen with the ACTH hormone, which basically will produce cortisol, and then this is recepted in the adrenal gland by AC2. And so this just demonstrates how the area in which you're at, the cell type, and what the receptor molecule is really just going to influence which hormone you're going to produce, because they all have different starting materials. Hormones are really essential to our bodies. If we didn't have cholesterol and these hormones weren't synthesized, we'd be in constant metabolic stress and have severe hormonal imbalances. And this is very bad because hormones are essential for reproduction and maturation and just many metabolic processes within our bodies. Next, we're going to be talking about the heart. So, in a journal published in 2000 by Nagoya City University Medical School, the author Shinhei Yokiyama states, cholesterol cannot move around freely, so it's transported by lipoproteins, and that's what these are. There are 2 lipoproteins that are essential for our hearts, and these are HDLs and LDLs. HDLs are high-density lipoproteins, and LDLs are low-density lipoproteins. As you can see right here, HDLs are the good cholesterol because they take cholesterol from our bloodstream and they take it back to the liver for degradation. Meanwhile, LDLs are the bad cholesterol because they take the cholesterol from our liver, because it's also synthesized there, and they take it to our bloodstream. And this is very bad because this can basically cause blockage within our arteries and can lead to atherosclerosis, which is just plaque buildup. And that is what is demonstrated here. And that's really bad because plaque buildup can lead to heart attack and just all the cardiac discrepancies. Another way that cholesterol influences our bodies negatively is through its relationship with triglycerides. So according to a book called Pediatric Diabetes, written in 2008 by Chiara Chieda, there is a disproportionate increased ratio of triglycerides to HDLs that increases your risk of obesity. So when you have high cholesterol, as discussed before, you have a decreased amount of HDLs, and then this will cause an increased amount of triglycerides. And when this ratio there's a larger ratio between the two, this will lead to obesity, liver disease, and in return, heart failure. So as you can see, cholesterol possesses a sense of duality within the cell, as it is simultaneously healthy and toxic to cells. Despite its negative reputation, it's clear that cholesterol is imperative within the body. I now hope you consider cholesterol an ally instead of an enemy, but remember to maintain a proper diet, exercise, and to always know your predisposition through your genetics.